On track for 20k this month.
20k this month, there we go. So this is a call review from a guy doing 20k a month, and this is a deal that he closed for 5k paid in full.
5k paid in full. A lot of time when it comes to people closing, I feel like a lot of the time people chase people too much, chase the prospect too much, whereas here, he's told me that he's gained a lot of knowledge from watching Alex's content, so I want to lean out there. If he's gained a lot of knowledge already, what's got him looking for coaching? Based on the type of prospect he is, he's going to sell himself on why he needs coaching, rather than just use the knowledge that he's gained from watching the videos. Yeah, that's why I always go in the call with detachment and attachment into helping the prospect as well, because it's about helping them with their way of thinking. Because if he's coming on the call saying he's ready to pay 5k, but then after a month, if he's not seeing any results within the program, he's probably just going to fuck it off. Whereas now, if we actually challenge his belief around things, and this can be a big moment for him. Yeah, I might have taken 4 calls this day, but it's his first call. This can be a life-changing call for him, and I'm glad it was.
All right, so this is a call review session with our closer, Max. We're currently running an offer that last month done 170k. This month we're pacing 250k, and Max is the top closer on that offer. He's on pace to do how much in comms this month?
On track for 20k this month.
20k this month, there we go. So this is a call review from a guy doing 20k a month, and this is a deal that he closed for 5k paid in full.
5k paid in full, bro.
There we go,
no
bro.
Finance.
There we go.
Straight cash.
So no fake round here. Let's do it.
Right. Yeah. How'd that go? If you hope you didn't bother you too much today? No, good. It's been going good. I just been super crazy at work, so I reply when I can and try to get this video set up when I could, because work's been crazy. Right. Okay. What was it you do for work? Work construction. Work for a crane company. All right. Nice, man. Nice. So Alex would have sent you over some videos to watch. You get a chance to watch those? Yeah, he's did me 2, part 1 and part 12. Right. Got to put up here. You have the pre-cycle, and then the other one should have been about sides. Spotting early warning signs. All right. All good. How did you find those? Did you find them useful? Yeah. His videos are very useful. That's why I hit him up, because he breaks everything down. Not just kind of push gear out, like, hey, you need to run this, have this to secure, whatever. Everyone, like he explains, everyone's different. Health is obviously one of my main priorities. Long-term health, short health. Yeah, of course. I know we spoke a little bit on the phone yesterday about the health side of things and all that is important to you. So based on what you have seen from Alex, what would you say the main takeaways are that you've got from his content?
Just context for the camera. So this lead has gone through the pre-call process, looked at the content, consumed it all, and said the reason why I'm on this call is because of the marketing, because of the videos. So that's a good lead on the calendar. And Max pre-called him, made sure he's going to be on the call, made sure he's the right fit. So these are all like the boxes that need to be ticked for a hot lead that is going to piff. So right now it's off to a good start.
How to do everything, properly. There's a science, not just a science, but there's a way to do it. Everybody's different. Not just, like I said, just here, take this, if you want to bolt, if you want to shred, whatever. He breaks everything down. Everyone's different, how to do it safely, properly. Most importantly, he explained, blood work. Definitely do blood work about, heart conditions and lipids and blood and how to come off after. Because I didn't know all that. I did blood work a long time ago for my test and whatnot. But when I got on deck and stuff, I didn't do blood work. I didn't do a blood work panel or after. I just got off it. So
yeah, damn. Okay. Well, knowing that, do you know when it comes to the fact that you have gained quite a lot of knowledge from Alex's content, and he's been able to help you out with certain things. Now, what's the thought process behind you actually going to that next level and getting help in terms of coaching if you have already gained a lot of knowledge from his content?
So me there, a lot of time when it comes to people closing, I feel like a lot of the time people chase people too much, chase the prospect too much, whereas here, he's told me that he's gained a lot of knowledge from watching Alex's content, so I want to lean out there. If he's gained a lot of knowledge already, what's got him looking for coaching? Then, based on the type of prospect he is, he's going to sell himself on why he needs coaching, rather than just use the knowledge that he's gained from watching the videos. And that's what we want as a closer.
Yeah, my definitely next step would be coaching, learning everything. What's good panels to use? Show you all the blood work, everything, and like y'all's expertise about what would be the next best thing. Looking at from the blood work and everything, what compounds would work best for me.
Okay,
that's exactly what I'm wanting. Not just hop on some mass. All right, hop on some Prima, whatever. Here's 600 milligrams of test.
Okay, so what is it that's actually what's motivating you to want to take things to that next level? Would you say?
Like, what is it to me to want to take the next things to the next level?
Yeah.
I want to just be better. I just want to get the right physique. That's my goal, just to get a more proportionate physique for, because when I was on deck and stuff, I noticed, I started to get a little bit of mass and stuff. I liked it. It was a lot better. Just I want to get that physique, and I work physically hard. So,
Do you only say be better? In what ways do you feel like you can be better?
This is one thing we tell Max all the time that he does really well is he gets clarity on everything, like specifics. When you say good physique, what does that mean? When you say you want to feel better, what does that mean? When you say you're tired, what does that mean? It's like get clarity, because not only for him to understand what's going on, right, and be able to navigate the call better, but also for the lead to say it as well out loud, right, actually realizing where they're trying to head to or what they're running away from and have full clarity behind that. So that's something you're really fucking good at.
100%. And I tell everyone that. Like, I was speaking to Harrison yesterday, we were reviewing one of his calls, and I say, it's like, honestly, just get clarity on everything, because even if you know what their answer is going to be, it coming from their mouth is a lot more important than just having a decent idea of that. Just get clarity on everything, because especially when it comes to buzzwords like being better, success, freedom, like you want to get an understanding of what their version of those things are.
A lot of the time as well, they use those buzzwords because they haven't actually said it out loud what that specifically means themselves. That's why they're on the call in the first place, is because they're like, yeah, I want to be better. Yeah, but what does that actually mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? You've been saying that for the last 5 years and we're still trying to be better. So have more specifics.
And a lot of the time as well, it helps with call control, because it's like a pattern interrupt. And it allows them to open up more. And then as the call goes on, the less you have to say, like, what does that mean? Because they've been used to you pointing it out. So they get more natural just telling you information because they know you're going to ask for clarity anyway.
100%.
Like you better to get that physique. I like
in terms of that version of yourself, who is better? Now, what's better about him?
Repeat that again. Like,
Yeah,
what would be?
So in terms of you saying that you want to be better.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
When it comes to you being better, that version of yourself who you envision who is better, what is better about him?
Oh, what is better? Okay, to be better. I don't know, just like a lot of the videos I watch from Alex, just guys, when you're locked in your shape, you're on a program. I like to be in a routine a lot, so I feel better. I get things done, step by step, so I feel much better that way. I'm more mentally driven and locked in, I guess you could say. When I learn from someone who can help guide me and point me in the right direction and give me a program, I can lock in. I just can't do it myself yet, so I was like, I need some help. So I can't get locked in.
Why do you feel it is a difference by yourself?
I mean, I can't, but I just need someone with expertise, to help get me locked in better, point me in the right direction, working out, being on gear, like Alex was saying, you do blast, you get the physique you need, and then how to properly maintain it afterwards. I just need help getting in that direction to get me on a proper right blast so I can get to where I am and help lead me afterwards, and then I can continue on. Yeah. And anybody can just hop on some gear and just blast on, but just, that's not the right way to do things.
Yeah. So do you know, for you, I know we spoke about Alex's content and things like that, although for you, when it comes to getting locked in, what you want to be, what is it that you actually want to be locked in for?
So this is like the fourth time that I've asked a similar sort of question. Like I said, in what ways do you want to be better? He started talking about Alex's content and what he's seen from Alex, and I don't just want to move on from that. I want to continue to find out what he means by that. So I'm just asking questions in a different way. So I'm not just asking the same question over and over again, pissing the prospect off. I'm asking it in a different way while still wanting to get the same answer.
Yeah. Here's the question. Why do you want to find out the answer to this question so bad? It's right, but to give clarity to them. So why is it so important?
When he says in what ways can he be better, there's two different reasons for this. We want to go into identity, in my opinion, so find out, stretching the gap between who he wants to become compared to who he is now. Yeah. And also, in what ways does he know that he's not being acting in alignment with where he wants to be? Yeah. Because if he's saying that he knows he can be better, okay, so in what ways have you not been acting in alignment with that version? Facts. And then that can be the reason that he wouldn't close, so we want to handle that. Yeah.
He gave a glimpse of it there because you kept probing. He said routine. Yeah. It was a slight glimpse that most people would brush over and be like, oh yeah, but he's telling me he wants to be better, so he's ready. Whereas you're like, he isn't ready because he's actually not admitting as to why he isn't better and where he wants to go.
Yeah. Because people can say that. People say, oh, well, I've had someone on a call, like, yeah, he said he wanted to be better. He said he wanted to do this or do that. Not just about getting that. It's not just about saying getting fear out of someone. It's what we actually do with the fear. Yeah. It's what we do with the limiting belief and help them realize what that's cost them in order to get them to make a decision that's ultimately going to level them up further.
Because every time you ask a question, you ask it with more ammo, more leverage from more context. And when you ask with more context, even though it's a similar question, but because it's in a different way with more context, you're talking to a different part of him, a different version. Because the first version was, it's because of Alex. Now it's because of routine. Now it's because of this. So it's like the first person was more knowledgeable. I want to learn more. Now it's because I'm lazy. Now it's because of this. Now it's because of that. So all the different traits of who he is comes out in the ways you ask him, different ways.
Yeah, 100%. And a lot of people, and me personally, I've been that guy in the past who settled for the surface level answers. and I'm sometimes a little bit scared to keep asking the same sort of question. But I know now you've got to. It's not about asking the same question over and over again, but just asking in a different way in order to stay and get what you want out of the
100%.
conversation.
I think for me, just to add on to that, how that made the most sense to me is when you just think of it as you're looking at different personalities. Like the film Split, like this guy's has 6 personalities, right? And so it's just like I think it's like what's the disorder called? It's like split personality disorder. That's it. So it's like a lead basically has like 6 personalities. It's like one where they're sad, but they're happy when they're angry, and all these different personalities have different answers. So if you re-ask the question a different way, you're going to tap into each one of those personalities.
Just the whole process. Starting, hey, all right, blood work. You're one, are doing the work, dieting, training, and stuff like that. I won't be just locked in for everything and just help. Yeah, just keep me going.
I get that. And I know for me, when I wanted to be locked in, it was a lot to do with business, and a lot to do with work, and actually getting myself locked in so that I could become the best version of myself. So for you, when it comes to being locked in, of course, the reasons behind things, but like, what is it that actually drives you to want to dial in, want to have everything locked in when it comes to your physique and your body?
So I've got that he wants to be locked in, but then I've also dropped a personal story there. So that gives him an example of what he can base his off. It's obviously not going to be the exact same, but I've said like, for me, it was business. I wanted to level up in that respect. So then that spurges him on to answer that in a sort of way to give his desire behind actually being locked in. What does he want to be locked in for? Because no one just wants to be locked in just for the sake of things. There's reason behind things.
I just think every man should have that, I just have that drive. I just want to be better because I know I can be better,
In what ways do you feel that you can be better?
Dieting, training, stuff like that. I can always be better, room to grow and everything. But just when it comes to just doing it, it's crazy because my work changes so much. I'm traveling everywhere. I like to be in a routine, but it's no excuse. I know if I'm traveling here because I was just in Louisiana, I can still do it there. Like I still take all my stuff, my tests and everything with me, and I just need to, just like if I'm there, hit it hard there, I can still be out there still doing my dieting, still doing my training, and if I'm back home, I'm still diet properly, still training because I do like to, especially on dieting, I do like to meal prep, try to eat clean a lot, carbs, a lot of protein.
Like work inside the external side of things, what is it that you feel within yourself prevents you from remaining locked in, to have that consistent routine?
So I picked up on that straight away when he's mentioned work, because I didn't want to let him off with the external side of things. Although looking back, I definitely could have got deeper when it came to goals. I did go into it again when I was future pacing him, although he kind of brushed off my question. He said every man should do that, but it's still not his strong desire.
Yeah.
I still ended up, I don't know if I went back to this straight away, but in my opinion, going back, I would have liked to have stretched the gap a bit more before I went into the internal side of things.
Yeah, I definitely hear that for sure. I mean, here though is a good pocket just from you probing about goal. He gave you challenge, he gave you his objection, he's busy, everything like that. So you're getting a good amount of ammo here. It's just about picking your pocket on what you want to go in on.
Yeah. But I never if someone mentions work, I don't like letting them get off of it.
No, you can't.
But because even if this is where a lot of people get stuck in the script too much, and I've went far away from the script, and I'm starting to try and go back to more of the structure now. Although a lot of people will in that moment be like, oh, well, I'm going to leave that because I want to get the goals first.
Yeah.
But if you let him get away with saying that about work being the problem, he's just going to continue to get away with that.
100%.
And then at the end of the call, when he gives you an objection, you've not challenged him on things, you're not going to have any leverage in actually objection handling them.
100%.
I got off my routine like I have. And I just need that. Once I start, I'm good, I just like to have that just, because I want to do this actually legit for real. And not just kind of piddle around. And once I help get that push and everything and point in the right direction, I can just go. I can do it. I can learn and grow on my own.
What's stopping you from starting them?
Once I just got off this one job, I got off.
If we put, sorry, cut you off. When it comes to that, if we put, let's say, the external factors when it comes to job and everything like that, because like I said before, there's no excuse. You know that you could make that commitment currently. So, what do you feel it is within yourself that stops you from?
So this is what Max is doing really well here, is this guy isn't taking full ownership. He's saying what you want him to hear as a closer in the sense of, I'm ready to make this change. I want to do this now. But Max isn't listening to what he's saying. He's listening between the lines. He's listening to how he's saying it, everything like that, and realizing that this guy isn't actually taking full ownership. And all Max is doing is just probing and probing and probing. Now, some people might look at it like, well, why doesn't he tell him that? Because you know that this guy's way of thinking, it's wrong. You could probably guess the next 5 words he's going to say because it's obvious. But the thing is, the saying that we have is a man convinced against his will is of the same belief still. Max is trying to get this person here to say what he needs to say, to internalize it and understand it himself. Because if Max told him, hey man, you're being lazy, you need to fix up, this isn't helping you, he wouldn't take it in, right? He might say, yeah, I hear you, but that's not actually internalizing himself. So Max is now guiding him in a direction, in a corner, to make him realize that actually our way of thinking, what we're doing, has led us to this position.
Yeah, 100%. And that way of like a man convinced through will is of the same belief system still is huge, especially for a prospect like this. Sometimes with the high ego prospects, if you're asking them too many questions, it can affect them not in the best of ways. With this guy though, I know that he's given us everything that I want to hear, but it's about helping it come out from his mouth.
Facts.
I think there is a main mental thing. There's nothing stopping me at all. You just can't always let that win, you know? But really, it's really, I think back, there's really nothing.
Let what win?
Just like, thinking you can't, whatnot, stopping you because you can't have a rhythm and whatnot. Like to be in a routine rhythm guy, if you get whacked out of it, you're like, oh, well.
So in terms of you, when you say that, I know you mentioned, like, when you get this rhythm, in terms of you, what is it that stops you from believing that you can achieve what you want to achieve?
So with this, he mentioned, like, he did it in a very much so way where he put it away from him. He was like, like, when you think you can't and stuff like that.
Yeah. Straight
away I'm hearing that's lack of belief.
Yeah.
That's self-doubt. But I wanted it to come from him, and then I ended up asking him a few more questions and then just brought it back. I didn't necessarily need to get him to say the words, I've got lack of belief. It's not always about that, but we can help him realise that and make the conversation about that now, because that's his limiting belief there straight away.
Facts.
100%. That's what most people don't do. They don't have the understanding to realise that this is just lack of belief.
Yeah.
And they'll try and handle what he's saying, like, literally, but it's more so just the way he's thinking.
Yeah.
And we'd like to call this a coaching moment. This is a big reason why he's going to invest in the program, not because the training and nutrition, but you helped him realize that his mindset, the way he's thinking, is wrong. And if you give him a new way of thinking, it's like, wow, that's so much powerful, as well as having all the benefits from the actual program.
Yeah, that's why I always go in the call with detachment and attachment into helping the prospect as well, because
Facts.
it's about helping them with their way of thinking. Because if he's coming on the call saying he's ready to pay 5k, but then after a month, if he's not seeing any results within the program, he's probably just going to fuck it off.
Yeah. Literally.
Whereas now, if we actually challenge his belief around things, and this can be a big moment for him. Yeah, I might have taken 4 calls this day, but it's his first call. This can be a life-changing call for him, and I'm glad it was.
I slowed down on everything. I just got off DECA and I slowed down on my tests and whatnot. It just threw everything out of whack. So I was just like, whatever. I've just been trying to get back in it and everything. So now I'm watching Alex. I'm I just need to lock in and get someone to help point me. And it's just myself that's stopping me. That's it. There's nothing physically stopping me.
No, I'm not saying that it's physically, but of course, if there's no physical, there will be a mental. So
yeah, it's always mental, just mental. I'm just like, hey,
in terms of that,
if you're here, you want to be here. This is your first step. Okay, bam. This is your second step. Bam. All right, you're getting it. You already, just keep going. Because you're here. You want to be here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to help you to the next step.
Do you know, for you, when it comes to that mental block, what do you feel that mental block is?
Making excuses and thinking, because of work here, everything, scenery changes too much. You're here, you're there, you're this, you're that. That's all it is.
Is the excuses the problem, or is that the symptom of the problem?
See, this is cool what you're doing here as well, and this is what a lot of people don't realize is this guy's quite erratic. At the beginning, he come on speaking a lot, and he was quite fast-paced and jolty and all over the place. Mm-hmm. And over time, by probing, you've dug deeper, he started to slow down, and then he sped it up that bit there, because you notice he was kind of making reasons. And as you're asking the questions, you slow it back down again. And it's like, right, now you're on my pace, right? And also as well, silence is so important. It gets them to think. When you ask a question, if you ask it quickly with loads of words, sometimes they don't fully take it in. If we're speaking really quick now, you might not understand and be taking in what we're saying. But if we speak slow and say, this is very important for you to understand, you're going to listen further and actually internalize it. So this is fire what you're doing here.
Really, problem. Really, just really no. That's it. I just want to just use it as an excuse.
Would you agree or disagree that we tend to make excuses because of a deeper problem, or because of a reason within our mental?
I don't know what the deeper problem would be. I think about it.
I know you mentioned something about when it comes to something and believing that you can't. Now, does that come up for you a lot in terms of having a lack of belief in being able to achieve what you want to be able to achieve, or not?
So that's not always something that you want to do in terms of just putting it in their mouth. But I don't necessarily feel that I put it in his mouth, because he did basically
say the words.
He said like thinking you can't. And sometimes with these prospects, I didn't want to just put it in his mouth straight away saying you've got like a belief. I asked him a few questions and he was aware that there was a problem causing him to make excuses, but he was seemed to believe that he didn't know what it was. So I've helped him realise that.
That's just what being a doctor is like, right? You're just diagnosing. You ask him the questions, he ticked all the boxes. So there's only a certain list of things that he can have. And because of your amount of calls you've taken, you're able to assess it. So that's just kind of like the doctor flow. Yeah. And you have to know what you're doing to prescribe it, which you do.
So like certain things, I'm learning about. I'm pretty confident, get stuff done. After a lot of work going on. I've been in supervision before, in foreman, general foreman, have people under me, so I can take care of business. But it's something I'm not the most great in. Yeah, I'll kind of lean back, hesitate,
Hesitate. Great word.
I appreciate you sharing that. So,
like at work, that's how to explain this. I got to work for crane companies, so you have riggers and crane operators, right? So I'm a rigger, I rig on the crane. I'm kind of one of the more, I guess, more experience. So I'm glad he got me in here because he knows I'm experienced and kind of take charge of things. Because guys out there kind of hang back and kind of learn stuff. I just
want to say, like, hearing the word hesitate, a lot of people, if they hear that on the sales calls, might shit themselves and be like, oh, this guy's a hesitator.
Yeah.
But I love that, mate. I love when I hear hesitate because I know it's just my job now to help them realise what's caused them to hesitate and what that's cost them. So then when it comes to making a decision, any sort of objection comes up, okay, well, this has caused you to hesitate in the past. Do you want to continue to allow it to cause you to hesitate in the future?
100%.
That's great.
It's notice at the beginning of the call, he turned around and said how it started. This is the cool thing, right? He turned around and said, yeah, I've gained loads of knowledge. I've gone out there and done research. Like you said at the beginning, everything sounded pretty good. So you pulled the rug away from him. It was like, well, so why are you here then? If you've gained all this knowledge, what's the reason? Now look at the position he's in, right? You're getting his mindset, his weakness, his hesitation, stuff like that. We always say people come on the call and their goals and challenges are like this, and you need to make them like this. And the only way you do that is by asking them questions and getting them to come to the realization. And that's all you've done here. That's all you've done. You just asked questions, listened, and dug deeper, and got him to come to realizations and probably say things and ask questions that he's never even asked himself before. That's someone who will buy.
The 5K PIF, 35-minute call. I think it just comes down to good questions, right timing, diagnosing, coaching moments, and a cool, calm tonality.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every call's different, but a lot of the time, people are coming on for coaching, and the coaching has to start on the call.
100%.
So it's down to me to help him change his belief systems in order to help him act in alignment with the version of himself that he wants to become. And of course, collect a 5K PIF in the process, 20% commissions. So
1K comms.
Yeah. You know me.
If you want the rest of the call, shout Max.
There we
might
go.
let you have it. If you're lucky.
I might.
I'll put this on YouTube. If you want a part 2, hit a like. Follow Max.